President Biden has said the US will respond to a drone attack on an American military base in Jordan near the Syrian border at a time and in a manner of its choosing. Mr. Biden blamed the attack on radical Iran-backed militant groups operating in Syria and Iraq. Tehran has denied any involvement in the attack, in which 3 service personnel were killed and 34 were injured. This is the latest in a series of attacks against US bases in the region since the war in Gaza began. Let's bring you more with our World Affairs correspondent, Paul Adams.
The Americans say the attack happened at a base known as Tower 22, right on the Syrian-Jordanian border. It's one of many American bases across the region. There have been dozens of drone and missile attacks in recent months, but no American personnel have been killed until now. Joe Biden, seen here attending church, was quick to point the finger. We know it was carried out by radical Iran-backed militant groups operating in Syria and Iraq, he said.
It's not necessarily a tipping point into uncontrolled escalation between the United States and Iran, but it's another very dangerous step because, as I say, the US will have to respond even more strongly than it's done to previous attacks.
Carefully cultivated over years, Iran has a wide network of allies and proxies operating in countries across the Middle East. They're all opposed to Israel and the United States. It's sometimes called the axis of resistance. There are pro-Iranian militias in Lebanon, the Palestinian territories, Gaza and the West Bank, plus Iraq and Syria. And far to the south, there's also the Houthis in Yemen. Over the weekend, the Houthis have been launching their own attacks, hitting a tanker in the Gulf of Aden. British warship HMS Diamond used an air defence missile to bring down a Houthi drone. With British help, the US have been hitting Houthi military targets for a couple of weeks. So far, the Houthis seem undeterred. They say they'll stop attacking ships if and when there's a ceasefire in Gaza. The problems America is dealing with across the region aren't all about Gaza, but the war there has left the whole Middle East a lot more dangerous. Paul Adams, BBC News.